From Earthling to Galaxy Guardian, humans took the helm overnight. Admiral Zexithara had seen many species rise and fall in her 3 centuries of service to the Galactic Council. The Vorthon Empire had crumbled under their own arrogance. The silicon-based crystallites had retreated to their home systems after losing their taste for expansion. The highly advanced ethereals had simply vanished one day, leaving behind only their empty cities and cryptic warnings. But nothing had prepared her for the humans. Admiral, her aide, Lieutenant Crix, buzzed through his translator device. The Earth delegation has arrived early. They're requesting an immediate audience. Zexithara's 4 eyes narrowed as she observed the primitive blue-green world rotating slowly on the holographic display before her. Just 18 months ago, humanity had barely achieved faster-than-light travel. Their first contact with the Council had been accidental. A human exploration vessel had stumbled into Andromedan space while chasing what they called a rogue signal. Now, somehow, they were here to discuss taking over galactic security operations. "Send them in," she commanded, her voice carrying the authority of someone who had negotiated with 1,000 different species. The humans entered with a confidence that seemed to defy their newcomer status. Leading them was Captain Sarah Chen, a woman whose calm demeanor masked what Zexithara had learned was a brilliant strategic mind. Behind her walked Dr. Marcus Webb, their chief xenobiologist, and General Rodriguez, their military representative. "Admiral Zexithara," Captain Chen said, offering the traditional Andromedan greeting gesture, something that impressed the Admiral despite herself. "Thank you for agreeing to meet with us." "The pleasure is mine, Captain Chen. Though I must admit your proposal has raised considerable concern among the Council members." Dr. Webb stepped forward, his tablet displaying holographic data streams. "We understand your skepticism, Admiral. 6 weeks ago, we were merely observers in galactic affairs, but the situation has changed dramatically." The hologram shifted to show a star map peppered with red warning indicators. Zexithara recognized them immediately. Void Wraith incursion points. The ancient enemy that had been dormant for millennia was stirring again. "The Wraiths aren't just returning," General Rodriguez said grimly. "They're coordinating in ways we've never seen before. Our deep space monitoring stations have detected massive fleets mobilizing in the dark spaces between galaxies." Zexithara's primary arms crossed skeptically. "The Council's military forces have contained Wraith threats for over 2,000 years. What makes you believe humanity can succeed where established civilizations cannot?" Captain Chen smiled, a gesture that Zexithara had learned could mean anything from amusement to predatory intent when it came to humans. "Because we think differently, Admiral. Your species, brilliant as they are, follow predictable patterns. The Wraiths have had millennia to study and counter your tactics." "And humans?" Zexithara challenged. "Humans are chaos incarnate," Dr. Webb said with what seemed like pride. "We're unpredictable because we're simultaneously logical and completely insane. We'll sacrifice ourselves for strangers, fight impossible odds for abstract concepts like freedom, and somehow find ways to turn our greatest weaknesses into our most devastating weapons." The Admiral's skepticism wavered as she reviewed the data they'd provided. In just 6 weeks of engagement with Void Wraith scouts, human forces had achieved a 94% success rate, unheard of numbers against an enemy that had terrorized the galaxy for eons. "Your battle records are impressive," she admitted. "But warfare is only part of galactic governance. How do you propose to maintain peace among 600 different species?" General Rodriguez laughed, a sound that still made most alien species nervous. "The same way we maintain peace on Earth, Admiral. We find common ground, establish mutual benefits, and when necessary—" His expression hardened. "We make it very clear that everyone plays nicely or deals with the consequences." "You would threaten Council member species." "We would protect Council member species," Captain Chen corrected smoothly, "from external threats from each other when necessary, and from their own worst impulses. Earth learned the hard way that diversity is strength, but only when it's managed with both wisdom and decisive action." Zexithara pulled up humanity's historical records. Wars spanning millennia, followed by unprecedented cooperation. They had somehow transformed from a fractured, warring species to a unified force in less than a century. The Void Wraiths aren't our only concern, Dr. Webb continued, manipulating the hologram to show new data. We've identified 17 other potential existential threats that current Council protocols aren't equipped to handle. Dark matter entities, quantum plague vectors, dimensional rifts that could collapse local space-time. And you believe you can handle these threats? Captain Chen's smile returned. Admiral, 3 months ago we thought we were alone in the universe. Today we're discussing taking responsibility for protecting hundreds of billions of lives across thousands of star systems. If that isn't humanity in a nutshell, I don't know what is. The meeting hall fell silent except for the soft hum of the station's life support systems. Zexithara studied the 3 humans before her, representatives of a species that had gone from planetary infancy to galactic significance in the span of a single season. The Council will never approve this, she said finally. The Council doesn't have a choice. General Rodriguez replied bluntly. The Wraiths are coming whether they approve or not. The question is, do you want humanity as your shield, or do you want to face extinction while debating proper procedures? Zexthara's 4 eyes met Captain Chen's too, and in that moment, she understood why her intelligence reports had been so contradictory. Humans weren't just another species seeking power. They were a force of nature that had somehow achieved consciousness and decided to care about others. Very well, she said, her voice carrying across the chamber. I'll recommend to the Council that humanity be granted emergency authority over galactic defense operations. Captain Chen nodded solemnly. We won't let you down, Admiral. As the human delegation departed, Lieutenant Crix approached nervously. Admiral, do you really believe they can succeed? Zexithara watched the human ship disappear into hyperspace, carrying with it the hopes and fears of an entire galaxy. Lieutenant, in my experience, there are 2 types of impossible: truly impossible, and merely impossible for anyone except humans. She turned back to her command center, already beginning to draft the orders that would change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. Tomorrow, the universe would wake up with humanity standing guard over its dreams. Somehow that felt exactly right.